Welcome to So You Think Your Car is Fast, where we dive into the world of high-end, fast cars and explore what it truly means to have a fast car. From the latest in supercar technology to the mechanics that make these machines go, we'll separate fact from fiction and uncover the misconceptions about speed and power that exist in the minds of the general public. Join us as we put the pedal to the metal and discover what it takes to have a car that truly lives up to the title of fast.
Oh, hey, Todd, do we have the video of you and Taylor racing me?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Oh, is that the one where I drove off the end of the track?
Yeah.
Yeah. We showed that in the one, but it was like, I'm going to show this because they mentioned it. I don't really want people to see what I did.
But then you addressed it, so then I figured it was fair game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what...
I do have it.
It's like, well, before your car's done, don't you want to at least ride in a half-mile run? And I was like, sure. Right. And I don't remember. We were still going pretty quick at the end of that runway, like 50 or something.
Yeah, I was like, what are they doing?
Dan's like, guys, I'm going to take this exit here if you don't mind.
It was Abilene, and you took the video.
Abilene.
Okay, so where did we leave off? Oh yeah, when I drove off the road at Abilene with you in the car.
Yeah,
Dan,
that was my first experience.
You were racing Dan. That was your first time. Okay, so
yeah, it was the hey, I think we're limited to 175 or 180 with a passenger, so we blow through at 204 or 205, and then we just thought that we were on a streak, so we just kept going.
So if Jason was watching this, there was definitely an instrumentation error. They were not going 204, 205. Totally.
No, we were.
We did.
We trapped 204. Watch.
Oh, we're gonna get the wrath of Jason.
Okay, that was the end. It was obviously before that, but here is me not really realizing how short the stop is.
And you're still at 0.4 G. All right, so now you're slowing down.
I told him to conserve brakes. I think he took it too far.
So that X, you have to turn off before that, and we're going 100 miles an hour past it.
Whoops. Now you're on the brakes.
Okay, so we weren't going 50 anymore, but you almost took out one of those little landing lights.
I know, I noticed that, but we survived.
I was right behind you. I had a first row seat.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I wonder what's going through Dan's head. Like,
well, I didn't know what Todd was going to do. So I figured out that he was going off about the time he did when he went to full 1G braking. And I said, well, he's either going to shoot left and try to stay on, or he's going to go off and then loop back around. So I stopped like on the runway, just stopped and waited to see.
Oh, you did? Shoot. I wish I had slowed down.
I had slowed down dramatically. I think on that pass, you guys went 204. I went like high 190s, like 197 or something like that. And so you guys were ahead of me, but I was still pretty close.
Now, Taylor, was that your first experience over 200 in a car?
Yes.
Or had you been?
No, I'd never done 200.
Well, I didn't mean to.
I think 170-ish is the fastest I had gone before that point. And you know what? I don't like being a passenger going that fast. But it was okay. We survived. I think the fact that we went off the end of the runway just kind of supported me needing to be the driver.
It wasn't very exciting in the sense that, there wasn't like a lot of sand to land in or anything like that.
I don't even think anybody knew.
We weren't really. We weren't even going that fast. I was thinking we were going like 50, but I think it was about 50 or 60 when you're like, I got to get on these brakes. We were only doing 20.
Were you doing the thing from the passenger seat where you're like stepping on the imaginary brake or?
I don't remember that. I remember just kind of going like, we're just going to see what happens here. I kind of want to see what happens.
So what did the acceleration feel like to you for being your first time in a car like that on a runway? Good. Were you like, whoa, or were you like, or
I just remember how much force it put on my neck.
So it was surprising.
Yeah. I mean, definitely surprising.
Well, when I explain this to people, I usually say something like, "Have you ever been around a corner at in a real car with real tires on it, and felt that peak force of the turn where it feels like it's just going to put you into the door?"
This is
And-
what you say to non-car people?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the tightest turn they've ever done is like 0.6, 0.7 G, something like that. But that's still the most they've ever felt in a car.
Yeah.
And then I say, well, think about it. If it's pulling maybe twice as hard as that, and it's pulling you straight back into your seat.
It's funny.
I usually equate it to an airplane at takeoff.
But it's a
Look
slow
at this.
airplane.
Look at
Well,
this.
yeah, I mean,
-1 G at 20 miles an hour.
That was all the brakes. I mean, figure the tires that were running, you might get 1.2 G of grip on that's usually where I see mine peak is like 1.2 G of acceleration. I don't know, maybe it works better on decel, but I don't know.
I mean, it's what's pulling half a G even through the half mile, I think. Let's see.
Yeah, you'll be around 0.3, 0.4 G up in sixth gear.
There you go. That's right at the half, 0.4 G at 205.
So at 200 miles an hour, you're still accelerating like a fairly aggressive turn around a corner, like the amount of force that it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so how much longer do you need to get to your top speed of like 217? I mean, just a couple seconds, it'll be there.
Yes, I think I didn't even start slowing down until 208, I guess. Yeah, that's when I hit the brakes, 208, -3 G, 0.3 G. But that's just slowing down. I mean, as you can see, at these events, I'm not slamming on the brakes at all. This is just a kind of a gradual slowdown until, I realize, oh crap, this is the end. And there's a full G I'm at a full G at 70 miles an hour.
Well, at 60 miles an hour, you're going 88 feet per second. And I have that number burned into my head because I'm working on that roll race starting stuff. But at 205 or no, right around 205, you're over 300 feet per second.
Yeah.
So even 2 seconds at 200 miles an hour, you're going to transit 600 feet. So it's really important when you're braking at the end of these races is just to scrub, as much speed early, like get it down to a reasonable speed, like get it from, 200 plus to like 140, 150. I say that's reasonable. But if you can get slow, and you don't have to do it, super hard. You want to do it at like half braking effort.
Yeah.
So that you're not in any risk of going around like that car that we saw in the video from the DCT race. But then you've got time to like orient yourself on the runway, do the rest of your braking.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're going that fast for as long as you were after the finish line, it just sucks all the track up.
Yeah. Yeah, learn that lesson.
And all this stuff. I'm just saying that for the benefit of our listeners.
Our listeners.
But that's interesting. I never really went back and looked at this particular data because I was kind of not interested in reliving that moment.
Yeah, you brought it up, and I was like, that's not a story that I would have volunteered on your behalf. But if you're going to bring it up,
I like it because it adds a human element to the Todd.
Yeah,
don't Dodd the Todd.
That's
wouldn't even dream of it.
That's what our commenters say. Don't Dodd the Todd. We don't know what it means, but we like it.
What it means.
At some point, you should ask me what I call the starting system. Because if we're lucky, maybe some of these guys will see this and then be interested in getting a roll race together.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to doing it. I just so happen to have sitting right here on my desk this
I
little
just
guy.
happen to have this here.
No, I mean, and I've been writing some software for it so that it can track cars down a runway. So I was taking my original. So
That's
my old
crazy.
stuff is GPS based. My new stuff that I haven't really done anything with it yet other than like buy that evaluation board and futz with it a little bit. But the idea is that you can put a radar sensor at the start, at like the actual start, like at the back of the runway, and then have it track the car's speed and distance down the track and orchestrate the race that way.
For
so I don't have
for how far? What if there's curvature?
It can do 600-700 feet. So, maybe you put it at the Christmas tree and face it down track or something, right? Like at TX2K. But then I can track the cars and start the race automatically. And it'll know who's going.
Feet?
What's that?
How far? 1,600 feet?
600-700 feet.
Oh, so it's only the beginning of the race, not the end.
Yeah, it's only the
Which is
beginning.
fine. You can
But
use a trap.
I mean, if I had $10,000, I could buy one that would do the whole race.
Oh, okay. But you don't need it for the whole race. You just really need it for the beginning.
Realistically, a digital radar system is just like it is with music. There's a sample rate, and your accuracy and your of the thing that you're trying to reproduce is limited by your sample rate, like in an MP3. And so, if I'm going to reconfigure my radar to go really long range like that, I lose resolution doing it. So, I might not know the car's position, but plus or minus 5 feet at that kind of range for like the way you configure the radar chirps. So this particular unit is really hyper accurate up to like 600-700 feet. And then beyond that, like, I don't really consider it that great, but I could get other units as well. Like we could put one at the finish line and merge the data together and do it. I mean, it's totally possible. I mean, or you could just get one unit that could do the whole bang. But like once I actually have the radar technology working, it would be a passive solution so that all you have to do is go set it up on the track and just run the cars down it. No, because like right now, what I have to do is put a little box in every car. And that's been the hang up because, I can't give these mongoloid ape racers a box to put in their car that requires any thought, because for one thing, that's asking a little too much of the driver in the first place. You know how complicated
Taylor, he can't even turn on a camera.
That was on cue. Your camera shut off. But yeah.
What timing? You can't even turn on a camera.
You're turning it on. You just can't keep it on. Flies when we're having fun.
I just got a text.
Ooh.
I just got a text, everybody, from John Bray.
Oh, I got one from Steve a minute ago while we're talking too. What does John say?
John Bray says this.
I'm sorry,
the
head doesn't have compression.
I sent him a text. I said, hey, man, I said, congratulations on getting Kevin Durant. Did you hear about that he went to the Suns today? Anyway, he goes, I know, but he's been hurt a lot lately. But here's the great text he sent me. He says, your engine will be done Monday.
Like this Monday or just on a Monday?
No, that means Monday, the next Monday.
Your engine will be done on a Monday.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Your engine will be done in a week. It might not be next week, but in a week, it will be done.
4 days.
Okay, that's good news.
4 days. So now I gotta get my gearbox back now from good old Bill Rader.
My gearbox.
My news today was, hey, your battery's dead. You need a new battery.
What? Your gearbox has a dead battery?
No, my battery on my car.
So, okay. So Dan, I'm sorry. I interrupted you. You said you got a text from Steve. What happened?
Okay. So I was talking to you guys, so I didn't really read it that closely.
I know what it says.
My transmission has shipped.
Oh, no.
To Bill Rader.
Did your engine ship too?
What's that?
Did your engine ship too?
My engine is sitting there ready to go. John is arranging pickup.
Oh, Okay.
on a Monday.
On a Monday.
So
It
I'll
sounds
get
like-
mine Monday, and you'll get yours. You'll ship yours out Monday.
Good
Yeah.
news, guys. Both your engines will be done on a Monday. Not the same Monday, but just on a Monday.
Well, this is good for me because I need Todd's engine to get to Steve so Steve can put Todd's car together before mine. Because if both my engine and Todd's engine are there at the same time, then we're going to have to start bribing people.
You want to
get
know
to
the
work on who's first.
You want to hear the bad? The bad though, Steve is going to be out of town the 3 days before 2K.
Well, that's
he's going to
okay.
be on vacation.
That's
That's
fine.
bad for me. It's bad for me.
I just found out Wayne's
Yeah.
out of town next week. So that's why
He's in
Trey's
South
trying
America.
to get Trey's trying to get my car done and back to Wayne's shop. I mean, I think Trey's hustling on it, man. He did fix have you guys ever looked at the battery trays in our car?
Yeah.
You know, you can fit 3 different size batteries in there, and the battery tie down, there's 3 holes. Well, the
Mhm.
battery that came with my car, I had the battery tie down in the middle hole. Fine, no big deal. But when it was time to replace a battery, I was like, well, I'm going to get a bigger battery because.
Nobody
So I
gets a
bought this
bigger battery, Taylor.
Huh?
Nobody gets a bigger battery. You get a smaller battery, lighter battery.
I'm okay with that. We need more power, more
No,
battery.
yeah, I rather have a battery that's over spec'd than under. Anyway, I get the biggest battery that'll fit in the tray.
You get an H7?
I go to
Oh,
bolt
you got an
the-
anti-gravity.
No, I go to bolt the tie down. That largest hole has no threads in it. Freaking idiots. So I had to rig up a nut that just fit under the battery tray. It was, just when you think,
rigged.
oh, this is easy. This will take 15 minutes, and 4 hours later.
That's weird
So-
because mine worked.
I mean, this is
I have an
Murphy's Law
H7.
involved here. So I told Trey goes, hey, I ordered a battery for your car. I go, okay, just heads up. And then he sent me a picture. He fixed this.
So he pulled the tray out and he
he pulled
welded
the
a
tray
freaking
out and
nut to
welded
the
a
bottom.
nut on there for me.
Very nice.
So
It's very nice.
all right.
I wish I could talk about some things that are in the group chat with BBI, but
I know they have such cool stuff, and I'm like, people are like, did you see that post? Yeah, I did see it. I knew before you, but I didn't say anything.
Yeah, we have to keep our mouths shut. Unfortunately. Well, what we need to do is we need to have Jared be one of our guests.
yes,
For sure.
Because that
Although-
guy.
Although,
can
how
talk.
much is he going to be limited on saying?
Well, he can talk about things that have happened.
Well, he can say whatever he wants
Okay.
to say. We'll send him a proof. And if there's anything he wants us to take out, we'll take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, let's just be real easy and cool about it. I mean, it's a little bit extra work, but
Yeah.
for a guy like that who may accidentally be wary of saying things and not want to come on, let's just send it to him. Be like, here you go.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you think your car is fast. Also, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Stay tuned every week for new episodes.